mana crystal, which is kind of irritating, but hey. So we charge him with that. That gets rid of that. We then hit him twice. Takes him down there, and there we go. Alright. I'll see if I can get another totem out before I have to use this Totemic Might. It's not going too badly, but we know for a fact that these decks are really fragile. Alright, super buff time going in from him there, okay. So we need to start making some efficient trades where possible. So we can play our 4th totem, which is going to be a Stone Claw, because it rotates through the 4 different kinds. So, do we have any good trades? We can kill the Raid Leader. We'd have to sacrifice 2 creatures to do it. We can kill the Squire. The Squire... We can actually kill both. We'd have to sack a lot of our creatures to do it, but we can. We can actually Totemic Might, which I think will keep this alive if we attack the right thing with it, so... Alright, we're going to play Totemic Might. 4 totems, makes perfect sense to play it now. We're then going to play our Thormir Farseer. There we go. Okay, so trades. Safe trades. We can do that. And then we can do this. And then we trade the Murloc for the Squire. And then we play the Emperor Cobra. There we go. It just means the other play would have lost me the totem, so it's like I save 1 creature from that, but I need to trade those out, because if he suddenly gets board control, this deck falls to pieces. So, yeah, Bloodlust would be nice, but I never actually pulled Bloodlust at any point, if you can believe that, during my draft, which is really silly. I guess that was the trade-out for getting 6 Flame Tongue totems. I didn't waste 2 attack on him, did I? I don't recall that. Hit him. What? What are you talking about? The Wind Fury Farseer doesn't have charge. You can't do that. This is why I don't listen to the chat. They give bad advice. Alright, now he's starting to get a lot of nasty momentum. All of these 4/4 creatures are going to be a pain in the ass. Yeah, actually, yeah, you're right. I see where you're coming from there. Could have attacked him with that and then gone for it with the second. I thought you were talking about the Thormir Farseer. I'm like, what now? You can't do that. Alright, so this is Trade Town right now. There's no real way around that. Let's see if we can get another Stoneclaw out. Yep, statistically we can, which is good. So, what can we trade for what? We'll get the Dragonhawk out. Since these are all 4/4, this gets really annoying, so we could probably... What should we use? I mean, it doesn't matter what I use, really, here. It's all going to have a similar kind of result. I can't actually kill 2 creatures. I can only kill 1, which is annoying. That's why we might just start to go for beatdowns here. This isn't going to trade properly for anything, so we're going to just go for him. Do I try to end him? We get rid of at least 1 of his heavy hitters. So we use the Emperor Cobra to kill that. And then we hit him with that. There we go. He can still break through, of course, but it makes it just a little bit harder. I have the health advantage, but this deck can peter out really quickly, as I've noticed. Unless I pull, like, another Flame Tongue and then the momentum comes back. And now, since I don't have any silence or removal to get rid of that, things are going to get really ugly. I'll get some into my Farseer. Holy Light's going to heal himself. Okay. Don't have any real way of using this Dragonhawk right now. I think I've probably lost this at this stage, even though he's like on 16 health and I'm on 30. Depends what I get, we'll see. I'm relying mostly on totems right now. As an ancestral healing, that's not going to help. So we get another Stoneclaw down, but he now has 5 creatures on the board. Not good. Ancestral healing is not going to help that much. I can put it on maybe my Wrath of Air totem, for instance. That'll keep me alive a little bit longer, but I, at this point, have no way of getting through this Shield Master. So, I'm probably done for. We'll buff that up a little bit so I can take a few more hits. I could charge the Searing Totem right at him, but it makes no sense to do that right now. As if I pull a Flame Tongue, I can do more, so... Yeah, as I said, I didn't say this deck was good. It isn't. It's terrible, but it's funny. And I just wanted to show you the tail end of it before we start to play a little bit more seriously. Yeah, as I say, he's got like a 3/5 taunt creature that I have no way of neutralizing, so it'll take a little bit of it'll take him a little bit of time at least to break through this wall, but he will do it and he won't take any losses in doing so. So he does that, and then he just hits with that. And then he can just go through and neutralize the remainder of my creatures without taking any losses, I don't think. Unless he wants to. Yeah. But yeah, one of the Shaman's problems that I've seen is that they just don't have any inherent card draw, aside from Farsight, which is a rubbish card. So it's not ideal. You have to, if you want an effective Shaman deck, as far as I can tell, you really need to have a bunch of card draw neutral stuff. Yeah, this is overwhelming now. There's just too much stuff coming at me. Yep, that's GG. Shame, as I say, it's really entertaining at the start, but it's not a good deck. I never claimed that it was. It was just funny. I thought, hey, what would happen if I had 6 of these cards in there? The answer is it just doesn't work well. So there are some cards where it would. Like, if you had 6 Defias, for instance, in a rogue deck, it would be hilarious and probably very effective, but 6 totems? No, not really. Alright, let's see what's in the pack, and then we can take another draft. Nothing. Absolute nothing. I have all of those cards, so I do have most of them, admittedly. Alright. Sort out another draft. Cool. Alright, so I am going to let you guys decide, but I'm not going to have you spam the chat because that's silly. Plus, it means that the non-subs can't really get involved, so I'm going to make a little straw poll of the current 3 classes that we have available here. And I will play whichever one gets the most votes. Alright. So, straw poll coming up. Strawpoll.me/440608. That is strawpoll.me/440608. Go and vote and pick which class you would like me to play. Just let me know. And I will show you the results in real time because I can. This is really, really equal right now, guys. Druid, Mage, or Warlock. Strawpoll.me/440608 is where you need to go to vote. Bear in mind, the link's probably going to be pretty slow because we did hit it really, really hard. Don't spam refresh. Currently 1,300 votes. Slight lead for the Mage. Slight lead. I think Straw Poll might be broken now. Turns out it can't take 12,000 people hitting it all at once. I should have kind of known that that was the case. We'll see if it fixes itself. If not, we'll just have to go with the result that we got in the first place. Yeah, completely exploded. Welcome to Nilma, who just subscribed, by the way. Also, welcome to Christap Stiggins and Basta Jones. I'll do a roundup of everyone that subscribed at the end of the show. Shade Craze just subscribed as well, thank you. Yep, strawpoll.me is now 403, so apparently we cannot use strawpoll because it will break. However, we do know that Mage won slightly, by like 2%. Yeah, I just 503'd it, so it's dead. It's not coming back. Alright, Mage it is.
You asked for
Hey, Twitch admin, you know what would be great? A poll option in Twitch chat. Wouldn't that be awesome? Oh, is it back? Is it back? Well, it's too late for that now because I just picked my draft, so... Apparently Mage won anyway at 2,560 votes. Welcome to Popper Cooldown that just came along. Alright, cool. Let's begin, shall we? We're not letting you pick the cards. I can't trust you. Alright. Molten Giant, Sea Giant, Faceless Manipulator is our start here. All of these are amazing. All of these are amazing. Jesus, that's a lot of subs. Nerdy Boy, 1104, Rome Burner, Zarox, Riddish, Cortana V. I know you. You helped admin our panel last year. Thanks for that. Rookia, Skrillet 1983, Sloth Attack. Jesus, you guys are awesome. Thank you very much for the support. That's really appreciated. If you want to know where the money goes, basically, it helps us pay for Axiom, which is a very expensive esports team. So, yeah, this helps a lot. Thank you. Cubite 1800, thank you very much. So much. Alright, Faceless Manipulator is probably the pick here. Both of these cards are good, but Faceless Manipulator can quite literally change the game in many, many ways. So we will pick Faceless Manipulator. Okay, it's a mage deck. Young Dragonhawk, probably not. Wolf Rider and Fen Creeper. Probably narrow it down between these two. Fen Creeper is a really good and awkward card to get out of the way. I like it a lot. I think it's a good card. Wolf Rider, also pretty good. It's nice to have that charge. But admittedly, we are talking about a mage that has other ways of clearing that don't necessarily have to rely on that. So I'm thinking we taunt. Dark Iron Dwarf, Boulder Fist Ogre, and Mirror Image. Okay. Mirror Image is alright. It depends. It really depends on the situation. Like, early game, it can actually be great, assuming you pull it. Otherwise, it can be got rid of very, very quickly. Boulder Fist Ogre, Dark Iron Dwarf. I think we probably pick Dark Iron Dwarf. Like, it's such a good card. Give any minion +2 attack. Yeah, I mean, that's great. For 4/4, it's a really good card. So I think we take that. Boulder Fist Ogre is pretty good too. But, yeah, take that. Those asking, by the way, yes, Jenna retired. So the management of the team is mine now. Alright. Frost Nova, Flame Strike, Arcane Missiles. All of these are good in their own ways. Flame Strike is this big endgame board clear. Really powerful. Frost Nova. Freeze all enemy minions. Humdy humdy hum. They're both good. I mean, this is practical. It doesn't kill stuff, though. Arcane's a little bit RNG for my tastes. I think we take the Flame Strike. It's expensive, but that kind of thing can change the game. War Golem 7/7 doesn't do anything. I don't really like that. Archmage, not bad. Really awkward to get rid of an Archmage unless you use something like a Hex or whatever, because they just have so much health, and they have this awkward amount of hitting. You don't generally see 4/7s. 4/7 is an unusual distribution. And then you've got Frostbolt, which of course is that direct removal. Alright. I think we'll take the Archmage. Alright, cool. Violet Teacher, Mana Addict, and Light Warden. This is no use, because I don't really have many heals available, so we can ignore that. Mana Addict, not bad. Can be pretty good. Generally like to use it in Warlock decks for bombs, though. I think Violet Teacher is the best bet here. Okay. A Novice Engineer, Dragonling Mechanic, and an Arcane Explosion. The early game clear is always nice. Dragonling Mechanic's pretty good. All of these are good. There are more reliable forms of card draw than stuff like this, so I think we're taking Arcane Explosion. Alright. Kirin Tor Mage. This is usually really good if you have a secret. If you don't have a secret, it's kind of useless. Alarmabot. Super gimmicky. Can be really, really good. Demolisher. Rock solid. Always, like, it's so good. Yeah, it's a little bit RNG, but its cost effectiveness is just phenomenal. So we're going to take that. Alright, Acidic Swampoos. Love that card. Ironforge Rifleman, not so keen on it. You know, it's a more expensive 2 mana cost more version of the Elven Archer. I think Acidic Swampoos is the best one here. You got that Battlecry and you've got a 3/2 on 2 costs. It's good. It's really good. Senjin Shieldmaster, of course, is really, really good too, but hey. We really don't have a lot of taunt, do we? So, I think we'll probably get cheaper creatures later on, so let's grab the taunt. Alright, Flesh-Eating Ghoul, Imp Master, Gadgetzan, Auctioneer. This is a great card for mages for obvious reasons because they have a lot of spells, so it's 4/4 with card draw, it's really good. Imp Master's pretty cool. Admittedly, very vulnerable to big board clears and also to silencers. Flesh-Eating Ghoul can be good too. I think we will grab the Gadgetzan Auctioneer. So we now have some card draw on the deck. Corehound, I never take it unless it's a beast deck. It's just not good. I don't like it. It's far, far too low on health for what it is. It's a prime threat. It's easily eliminated. A 2/2 taunt would not be terrible right now, I gotta say. It would not be terrible. So I think we'll grab it. Okay, what else have we got? Frost Elemental, Frostwolf Warlord, Oasis Snapjaw. I'm not liking the cards I'm getting so far, I've gotta say. Frostwolf Warlord can be great. Oasis Snapjaw you generally ignore because it's a 2/7, which is a really wonky thing. For 1 mana cost more, you could have a Gurubashi Berserker, which is way better. Unless you can give this Taunt. I mean, in a beast deck for Hunter, maybe I would say otherwise. Frost Elemental's pretty good. It's a 5/5 with a freeze. Which is not bad. Frostwolf Warlord. I'll probably get Frost Novas later on. I know there's a concern about not taking it, but I'm really lacking Taunt in this deck so far, so I need to get it. I think here the Warlord is probably the best bet. It can be very, very, very powerful. Let's do that. Okay. Cone of Cold. Nightblade. This is actually a very easy choice. Nightblade I don't like. It's 4/4 for 5 cost. Hero damage is not that great. Not that great. It's not an awesome battle cry. If that was to a minion, it would be a different matter entirely. Corehound we've already explained, so it's a Cone of Cold, always. Okay, we have a Secret and a Raging Worgen and a Young Dragonhawk. In a mage deck, in this situation, I would take a Raging Worgen because you can trigger that attack. Yeah? You can trigger it on 1 turn and then Wind Fury with it, which is just incredible. So I think we take the Raging Worgen. This, not so useful. Mirror Entity can be good in certain situations. But Worgen is just such a rock-solid creature. Cool. Some early cost stuff. Great. Elven Archer. Can be nice for saving you mana. Yes, it does the same as your little Fire Blast, but it doesn't cost you 2 mana to do it. Murloc Tidehunter, also really, really good. So I think we take a 1 cost. We have no 1 cost stuff yet. I know Stormwind Champion is amazing, but we need the early stuff. If we don't have the early stuff and we don't get that early board control, we can be in a lot of trouble. Maybe we take the Murloc, as it is 2 creatures. I mean, it's better value, I think, than the Elven Archer. But Elven Archer is a very efficient 1 cost play, because essentially you can trade it out for 2 little minions. Because it kills one and then you trade it for the other, which is fantastic. But I think we'll take the Murloc. Another Archmage. Cool. We could take 2. Stranglethorn Tiger. Good card. Turns out you can buff stuff that's in stealth, which I think is actually broken. I really think that's not supposed to be that way, because you're not supposed to be able to target something that's in stealth. That's what the tooltip says, but Silverhand Knight is pretty good too. Obviously, if you're playing it in combination with something like a Frostwolf Warlord, it becomes really great. But I think we just take that second Archmage right now. Alright, cool. We've finally got some damage. Since we have those, I'm going to favor the Fireball over the Polymorph, because I want stuff that can benefit from my spell power. Razorfen Hunter it's not bad. It's alright. It's not terrible. Much better in a beast deck, but I think we will take the Fireball here. Questing Adventurer, Ice Barrier, and a Harvest Golem. I don't like Ice Barrier. Some people really love it. It's like, hey, it's 8 health. Yeah, but at that point, if you're getting attacked anyway, then you're probably going to lose it really fast. So it might save you, it might not. Harvest Golem, I actually kind of adore this card, honestly. It's so horrible. It's like 2/3, and then you get a 2/1 creature after the fact. You don't even get them at once, so you can clear them with an AoE. It's horrible. The thing about Polymorph is that Fireball's probably going to do enough damage to kill almost anything. So it's the same, it's effectively the same thing, right? But it's got more flexibility. Like, unless it's got more than 6 health, it's probably gonna die. And most things don't have more than 6 health. Questing Adventurer, most people would take this, and I don't disagree with them. It can be really powerful. Wisp, Bluegill Warrior, and Spellbreaker. We have no silence right now, which is why I would take that. Mana Wraith. Nope. This. Yup. This is really good too, though. That's the annoying thing. Ancient Mage can be great. The problem is I don't have that many spells yet. So, do we want to take the Ancient Mage or the Young Priestess? I mean, this could be really powerful. But the Young Priestess early on is just an absolute beast. So, this is a difficult call. I think maybe we take the Young Priestess on the basis of the fact that I only currently have 3 spells in my deck that could benefit from that spell power. Actually, 4. I think, reliably, for a good draft, we take the Young Priestess. Aha! As soon as I get that, I get a bunch of other stuff. Counterspell can be great, but it can also be awful. Blizzard, I love. Especially if you can buff that with spell power. Another Fireball. Suddenly now it's giving me this stuff. I mean, it would be nice to get a Sorcerer's Apprentice, but it's not that important, and they're fairly easy to take out, so we take that other Fireball. And a third Archmage is a possibility here. But I feel Sorcerer's Apprentice might be a better bet here. Maybe we get Sorcerer's Apprentice, because, I don't know, do we want 3 6-cost Archmages? Really? Hard to say. Very hard to say. It's a tough one. It's a tough one. I want some earlier game stuff. I think we take the Sorcerer's Apprentice. Okay, Dread Corsair, not so much use. I think we take the Razorfen Hunter here. We just need some earlier game stuff now. I've got late game stuff. I've got Punch. Some Punch, anyway. Not as much Punch as I would like, but a decent amount. We'll take Razorfen here. Frostbolt, Stone Tusk Boar, or the Magishan Warden, which is a bastard to get rid of. I think we take the Frostbolt here, because again, we do have that spell power, and we do have stuff like the Sorcerer's Apprentice, so that direct removal. Azure Drake, another spell power creature with some card draw attached to it. And the other 2 alternatives are gimmicky as hell, so that's not even a choice. A Polymorph, good. Mana Worm could be good, but a Polymorph I think is a way better opportunity here. Another Sorcerer's Apprentice, I think. Yeah. And that leaves us with 2 more. Dark Iron Dwarf, we could get a Mana Worm. We do certainly lack in the 1-cost department. Dark Iron Dwarf or Mana Worm? I think we get the Worm. That leaves us 1 more. Imp Master, Murloc Tidecaller, or Arcane Golem. That's a 1-cost, unfortunately. It's actually not bad, because if the opponent plays Murlocs, this can be a pain. I do even have Murlocs as well. I do have a Murloc Tidehunter, so there is a potential combo play here with this on turn 1 and that on turn 2. And we do need that 1-cost. Imp Master's really good, but in this case, I need more for the 1-cost. I've only got 2 1-cost creatures, which means my early game could be super slow. So I think we grab the Murloc Tidecaller. Alright. You see the peak around 4 here. We've got a good number of strong creatures. We don't have as much Enrage as I would like in a Mage deck, honestly. Only 1 Raging Worgen is not great. 2 Sorcerer's Apprentices, 2 Fireballs, 2 Archmages, a Flame Strike, a Blizzard, a Cone of Cold, and a Frostbolt, as well as an Arcane Explosion. So we have uses for this spell power. The Golem is not Mage only, no. The Arcane Golem is not that at all. That's a general creature. It's not usually played. It's not the best draft. Like, I think it's got a lot of problems, but we're going to play it, and we're going to see how it turns out. What's the worst that could happen? It goes 0-3 and roll another one? Oh no! There is a lack of taunt, yes. I definitely acknowledge that. Asking... Oh, wow, we have 16,000 people watching right now. That's actually insane. The average runtime... I don't really have an average runtime. I just do what I do. Deathbringer. Alright. Let's see what we got. Frankly, like, going up against a deck of early game creatures is actually fine with a mage, because you do have that Fire Blast, so you can remove a lot. This is rubbish. Just look at this. This is rubbish. We're going to keep the Shield Master and toss everything else. Much better. There we go. Well, I wouldn't say much better. Reasonable. reasonable.
Hello.
We can play that early, but it depends what he plays. Okay, he's playing a Leper Gnome out. So I'm not going to toss out a coin and a taunt just to get rid of that. I'm going to kill it with the Fire Blast. I'll probably wait a turn to do that, though. Yeah, and you've only got one thing you can do, so feel free to just... You haven't done anything. Unless you have a 0 cost. Do Paladins even have 0 costs? I don't think so.
Let me think.
Alright. Not gonna burn the coin just to Fire Blast that thing. I think we just leave it, and then we Fire Blast it next turn. It's either that, or I burn the coin for it, and I think I'd rather hold on to it so I can get an earlier Shield Master. Also, if he decides to play a bunch of weenies, I can then just Kona Cold it next turn with a coin as well. Should be a pretty efficient play. Alright, I think we just knock that out now. Oh, we can Arcane, we can just Arcane Explosion, which is actually a better play. Because that kills both. Or we just let him summon yet another thing. Huh. Hard to say. Do I want to use my 1 Arcane Explosion to kill these 2? Probably not. No, I'm gonna hold on to it. Why use a card when I don't need to, right? Just to kill a Silverhand Recruit, it's not worth it. Besides, if all he's gonna do is play Silverhands, then I can just play my Sentient Shield Master next turn, and that's completely shut down for a while. Cool, that's actually good for me, because the Sentient Shield Master is going to be a better play now. Because they can keep ramming their imps against me for as long as they please. It won't do a damn bit of difference. Alternatively, we can Cone of Cold, which will freeze that and kill these 2, but it will not stop the imps from spawning. So, I think we Sentient Shield Master on the coin here. There we go. Alright. So even if he uses something like Humility, it won't make any difference here, because it's still going to kill off those weenies that try and run into him. And then, if he's going to save his stuff... Oh, he's going to use the True Silver Champion to remove it. Okay, never mind. So he's going to hit it with that, and then probably throw an imp at it. There's a delay on the stream, so watching the stream won't make a damn bit of difference. You can, but you'd be given completely false information. What is he doing? Why did he do that? I mean, it's not a big deal, don't get me wrong. It was just it was really weird. Like, he could have just used 1 creature, not 2. Huh. Alright, whatever. Alright, so we have another Frostwolf Grunt available. That is probably the thing to play right now. That's fine. Yeah, I think we'll just play that. Feel free to ram more stuff into it. And then we'll probably what should we do? Well, he's going to remove it immediately with that if he's got any sense. I think we just Fire Blast the... Yeah, I mean, he's not going to run his Imp Master into that. That would be ridiculous. So, we'll just get rid of that Imp. There we go. Okay, so he's taken... I mean, I have a decent amount of cards and options here, so I think things are going alright. Fire Blasting the Imp Master doesn't make any sense, because he wouldn't run the Imp Master into my taunt anyway. So what I can do next turn is if he fires that up, puts another Imp out, puts another Reinforce, I can then Fire Blast and Arcane Explosion to clear the board, which I think is more efficient than hitting the Imp Master now. I'm surprised he hasn't just removed that Frostwolf Grunt immediately with his sword. Twilight Drake play. Alright, 5/5. This is why we keep these fireballs.
The light protects me.
So that's going to die immediately. Not a big deal. Alternatively, we can Cone of Cold just to keep him frozen in place for a little while if we want a bit more control. But I think we just immediately fireball the Twilight Drake. You can end your turn now if you like. We could Faceless Manipulator on it, but I'd rather save it for something more powerful.